and I hope you like the show. Wow. Well, yeah.
Ooh, Carmen, welcome back to another episode of Sweet Gravy. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Well, I live here, so.
You live here. We live here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So?
We finally finished Stranger Things. In the month of October, it was kind of like a nice wait, because it was like an hour and 2 hours.
It was a long time. I said, God damn, that's why we ain't
I don't
watched
think you got 45 minutes in, and I think you had enough.
I liked the show a lot. I wanted to see what was going to happen. I liked how they, it's so many people in the story, and how they all had them split up in their own
You like
groups,
the teams?
The teams, they all split up into teams pretty much, and they were pretty much trying to, achieve the same goal. I like the concept, but damn, man, you can't keep me for no 3 hours. That's why I'm going to see movies. I can't sit in no theater with that screen that large for 3 hours.
Right.
No.
You want to take a smoke break.
In the middle of the movie.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, man. It was a theater in Long Island. When I lived in Long Island, it was a little local theater. Not many people. Like, the kids would go there, but it was certain movies, certain times of the week would be completely just empty theaters.
Yeah.
And I'd be the only one in there. And then I'd smoke a cigarette and blow the smoke in my back in the theater. It's not out of control. You know how stupid that is?
Silly.
It's silly.
That's what you do when you're young. I know me and my buddy, we used to, on Saturday mornings, we'd wake up and go to the first movie, the empty theater. One time we went to 2 movies in the same day. One, Crank was one, and what was the other one? I can't remember what came out the same time Crank did, but we went to both of the movies. Yeah. And it was great. We had all day to do nothing,
Yeah.
So we're like, why don't we go to a couple movies?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah. That.
And we paid for both of them.
Right.
Yeah. No 2-show one,
Oh my.
We didn't steal the movie.
Latrice fucking got caught. She was on a date with her baby's father now. And I'm pretty sure he paid for them to get in to see a movie. Well, you got to be a certain age or when an adult to go see the rated R movies.
Right.
So they paid for one movie and then was going to sneak into... That's what all the kids used to do. They paid for a movie, but then once you get past the ticket belt, nobody's watching what door...
Right.
So they pay for a movie and then they just sneak into
sometimes
a rated R
it
movie.
depends on what time of day it is.
It does.
Because they might have the guy right at the beginning.
Yeah.
When you walk down to the aisle to where the movie is, or there might be a guy at each door.
Yeah. It depends on what theater and what time of day you go. But they did that, and then they got caught trying to go to another movie and got kicked out, so they didn't see no movie. It was like, oh my God. And her boyfriend at the time, he's like, oh my God, we can't do this. This isn't right. And Latrice's like, we doing it. And then got them both kicked out. He done wasted his money. It's like, girl, you can't.
Yeah.
He wasn't into that type of stuff.
No, he just wanted to go see a movie.
He just wanted to go take her to see a movie, and she had this.
She's like, I gotta see the R-rated movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
that's funny.
Or them going to the store and they were at the store stealing one time, and Latrice is like, all right, if you don't be the getaway driver, I'm still gonna go in here and do it. So you want me to do it by myself, or you want to help me do it? So I'm like, I ain't about that life. I'm not about to go in there. I'm like, we have money. Why are we taking things if we have money? Because they just wanted the thrill of it, to go in there, and they took random stuff like deodorants. It's like, you got deodorant. Why did you get me socks? I don't what. It stole candies and little stupid shit. You know what I mean? And I remember walking in the store and her boyfriend was standing up. He was so fucking nervous. He was about to get them caught just because he was so awkward and nervous. I'm not about this life. I walked out of there so quick. I said, I ain't got nothing to do with y'all because y'all look like some idiots in here. Y'all about to get caught. He looked crazy. Y'all look crazy.
Yeah.
Kids are crazy. It's always interesting to hear different stories. Me and you've been talking. I don't know if anybody can hear it, but obviously I'm sick again. Kurt got me sick again.
No, I didn't get you sick.
Oh, yeah, he did.
No, you got yourself sick.
Yeah, he got me sick. You got me sick, and then The first time I was sick for 30 days.
When we were moving here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the itis. You're going to pass it back and forth because you're in the same household with the person.
Mm-hmm.
But we were just talking a little bit ago, and it's crazy how different our childhoods were growing up. You ain't had none of the cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
I had a lot of cool stuff.
I know, but when I asked you, you was like, I ain't have Kool-Aid at the house. What?
Yeah, they didn't have I don't remember my parents having Kool-Aid.
I mean, but it makes
sense.
sense.
And you're talking about how there's just a thing of Kool-Aid just in there. You're like, we used to make big pitchers. There's no big pitchers of Kool-Aid.
Right.
Yeah.
We didn't have as much Kool-Aid as other kids grew up on because it's too much sugar. My parents were worried about our teeth. Mm-hmm. My dad, his fucking dental costs a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So, you're not about to be eating all that stuff. Or, now and laters, we can have, little certain candies and things like that. It was like,
now and laters, you start chewing on them too quick? Because you're supposed to suck on a now and later.
Yeah.
Because it's hard and fruity now, soft and chewy later.
Right.
This is the whole thing, now and later.
Right.
It's two candies in one.
Right.
But when you start working that now and later, you're about to rip your teeth off.
I know. That's why he's like, y'all can't have those. So
But that banana, was there a banana now and later?
I think so. Yeah. They had one of those.
I feel like it. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't.
Did you ever? I think they did. Mm-hmm. Did you ever go to the penny candy store?
No, I don't.
Oh my God!
I don't know what a penny candy store is.
Did I ask you? Did you go to ice cream truck?
I didn't live in a place that had ice cream trucks.
Kirk, you don't have no ice cream truck either? Oh my God.
No, I mean, when I was a little kid, we were on a naval base.
Right. So no ice cream trucks for
There was
you.
no ice cream truck. You could go down to the store and get ice cream.
You've never flagged down an ice cream truck?
I don't think so.
Damn, boy, that sucks.
Uh-huh.
It's the best thing. You hear that sound coming down the street, and you know which one it is. Is it the good one or is it the little rinky-dink ice cream truck? Mm-hmm. You hear a certain sound, you're like, that's the Mr. Softy. Mm-hmm. He got nachos on there. He got all the stuff. My mom be like, get me some nachos too. And we all go to the truck. Mm-hmm. It's it's pretty cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, we didn't drink Kool-Aid and stuff. We had a lot of different stuff. I remember squeezers, like you talked about. Mm-hmm. We had that type of stuff. Them little jug juices my mom would get, oh my God, thinking about it now, they're so gross. Mm-hmm. It's so disgusting. Why did we want those?
Yeah. I remember my grandparents got the little with the foil top.
Yeah.
Peel back the foil.
Because you get 24 for $4 or something.
Yeah, $3 for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you could get them for a quarter at the gas station. They'd have a little rack on the inside of the door. And my grandparents bought them for the grandkids one time, and I remember one of my cousins was drinking it, and her mom's like, "You shouldn't drink that. It'll give you kidney stones." Why would you say that? Yeah, it was really weird. It was why would you say that? And then you saw her face, and she was like, she's like, I don't want kidney stones.
I know, but where did that come from, girl? Get out of here.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe it was just an excuse to not have you drink that.
Don't ruin my fun.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. That's hilarious. But we got all type of little stuff like that. I think the only thing that I actually cared about in the household the most was those toaster strudels. It's make sure y'all leave me one of those, and I'll be wanting extra packs of frosting, so I might take that. Became a war.
That's something that you do with a lot of things. You take from the next one.
Yeah.
Ramen packets.
Or if I have 2 boxes of mac and cheese, I might use 1 box of mac and cheese and then use half the cheese soft.
Yeah,
from
and
the
then
other
you wrap
one.
it up like you're gonna use it later. But you already used half of it.
Yeah.
You made the next one not able to use.
Pretty much.
But when you get the third one, you just throw away the noodles. Right.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
It depends.
Uh-huh.
But I guess
it's
I
so
do that.
wasteful.
I know, Kirk. I'm such a wasteful person. I don't mean to be like that, but I can't help it.
You don't think about it.
I don't think about it because it's throw it in the garbage. And maybe because I cook for a living. Mm-hmm. So much stuff go in the garbage when you cook. You waste so much stuff.
Right.
So it's just a natural thing. It's get rid of it.
It's trash.
Yeah.
We went to the Cheesecake Factory last week, and you really wanted to get a cheesecake.
Because this is the first time I've ever been to the Cheesecake Factory.
Really nice on the inside.
Very nice on the inside.
Beautiful, even.
Yeah.
But the service-wise,
it was horrible.
Not so much.
Yeah. Yeah, Kirk was getting annoyed, I could tell.
So frustrated. Because it's like brunch hours.
Yeah.
And so I get a coffee, you know. And then the bartender lady, she comes by, like it wasn't like our waitress or anything.
It was just a random girl.
She's like, "You want another coffee? How did you take it?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Okay." And she never came back with it.
It's like, why you waste our time? Nobody asked you anything.
And then the guy that actually, so halfway through, we put in our orders, and then we got switched waiters.
Right.
We had this woman before, but she kind of looked stressed out for something. I think she had to.
She had to get out of there.
She had to get out of there. And then this guy comes and he's like, "Hey, my name's, Steve, and I'm gonna be your waiter now." Like, okay. And then he never filled. We had to tell him, "Hey, can you refill my drink, please?" Like, I'm just sitting here with an empty drink.
Like, you come over here and introduced yourself and all of that, but didn't do no part of your job at all.
Yeah, right.
You didn't bring out all his food, and the lady put it in the computer because it's on the bill. So that happens in the kitchen. They might forget something, but it's up to you to look at it and be like, "Oh, they're supposed to get this too."
Right.
That's your job. You brought the food the food came to the table. You wouldn't know anyways because you never came back to check.
But he came back a lot of times to say everything okay?
Yeah, just random stuff. And it was like, at that point, it was like, we over it. It's like, did you give him a tip?
$2.
Yeah. See, nope, he wouldn't even got that. You get no tip.
I gave him $2. But at the end of it, you're like, okay, let's get a cheesecake. But we were at a mall, so we're like, let's walk around the mall first, and then we'll come back for the cheesecake.
And Polaris has a beautiful mall.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah. And
the stores are mainly full. Like a lot of malls you go to now, and they're empty, and there's like nothing going on. But this mall is a survivor. It's still hanging out.
And then it's nice because they got outside shopping and
they got a little courtyard with the checkers and chess.
Life-size Jenga.
Yeah,
and all those little cool things for the kids to play with. So yeah, that is pretty cool because you can go shopping and then leave your kids out there playing Jenga.
I don't know about that.
Why? You
just gonna let your kids play there by themselves with the strangers out there? It's not a playground.
No,
there's too much foot traffic for that.
You think so?
There's some creepos out there.
Okay, maybe a little tiny child, but like a 12-year-old, y'all going over there and play that Jenga. Be all right. Yeah. It was kids in the mall by themselves playing with the stuff.
Okay.
They're all playing chess. Nobody was supervising.
Those were adults.
Okay. Yeah,
they were adult people. They were very short, but they were adult people.
Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny. But that's besides the point. But then we went back to get these cheesecakes.
Yeah. And you got the pumpkin.
Yeah.
And just, it's been a week now, because that was last week.
It ain't been that long.
It's Saturday.
We went Sunday.
Okay.
Oh, that's been a week.
So it's been a week, and you haven't eaten the cheesecake yet.
No, I haven't. And Kirk keeps saying like, "Oh, you gotta eat that cheesecake. You gotta eat the cheesecake." And it's like, I'm not. My Dairy Queen is still in the freezer. I gotta eat the Dairy Queen first.
That's the food waste. You just let it sit in there to die.
Yeah.
And it was super expensive, the cheesecake. Like we both ordered a slice. And
one slice of cheesecake,
and then it was like $19.62.
Like, God damn! At that point, you like, what you gonna do? Be like, never mind.
Like, nah, I don't want it.
Because realistically, how much should a slice of cheesecake cost?
How much should it cost?
$5.99.
Maybe like $5. I think is fair.
Yeah, when they hit me with the $10 a piece, I'm like, God damn.
So there's a place that I've been to a couple times. I took you there. Once, the Chocolate Cafe.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty cool place to grab lunch. I think it's a decent place, but the parking's atrocious.
Right.
And but they've got desserts. It's the Chocolate Cafe, way cheaper than a
Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake
The Cheesecake Factory is this allure because they got all these cheesecakes and then they got food and then like they got all these like different drinks. That's a big part of the Cheesecake Factory is the kind of drinks that they have. They do all these special like lattes and like frozen drinks and stuff too.
Oh, do they?
Yep. Yeah, it goes with cheesecake. That's like part of the theme or whatever. So that's why it just has a big name. So like they can charge what they charge, but like that service was horrible. And we could have went to another place and it would have been just fine.
There was a section next to ours, like on an elevated like platform type thing, and there were I saw 3 tables there that were full of people that were seated there.
Yeah.
And then we're sitting there, we're having our food, and then this guy comes down and he's like, "Can we get like a service or something? There's 3 tables over here that haven't seen a waiter the whole time. Like we've been here for like 20 minutes and nobody's come to check on us. Like, what do you just want us to sit here?"
It's like, how do you have all these servers walking around and none of you guys are able to like do these are basic things, refill the coffee. It's like, and then you want a tip?
Right.
No, you didn't. The whole point of a tip is to reward you for excellent service. Like you still get a paycheck. You might not get much, but you chose that position. You chose to do a job where you get rewarded. People can generously reward you for your service.
Right.
Okay, but then you don't do no service. So you just coming to work to make nothing? To make $4 an hour? Right. Like what's the point?
Yeah.
It's silly.
Wasn't feeling it today.
No. And then we go to Red Lobster that same day for dinner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Red Lobster need their ass whooped.
Why?
Well, first off, the entire restaurant was empty.
Yeah, it was
like
empty.
It was like
and we were told that it was going to be a 20-minute wait.
Yeah, it's because staffing problems.
Which is fine, but then we go to hang out in the car, and it was like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
We sat down, and then they called you.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we're ready for you.
And I was like, all right, so we ordered calamari. We ordered calamari and mussels for an appetizer. The calamari was too large. I think it needed to be cut thinner or something. Like, it was something going on with that calamari. Like, it needed...
I thought it was fine.
It was fine. It wasn't the worst, but we've had better.
Definitely better than David's.
Right. Yeah.
That's salty calamari.
But then we had mussels, and half of them wasn't opened.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't eat them. What do you want me to do? Like, you didn't cook them long enough.
Right.
So what is this? And if you got ones that are funky or not opening or whatever, then you take them out. You don't give somebody a whole order of mussels and half of them didn't open. Y'all do seafood here. That's the whole fucking point. And like, y'all can't cook mussels properly.
Right.
And then I told the guy I couldn't let this one go. Normally I never do this. I said, can you send these back to the kitchen? Half of them are not open and they haven't been cleaned properly. All the beards are still on them. Why am I pulling beards out of mussels? If you cannot do it, you shouldn't be selling that.
But as Will would say, it's not like Ohio's known for their seafood. That's why you go to a Red Lobster. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
So I mean, like.
But I get it. But this is basic knowledge. You're doing mussels. You take the beards off of them so people don't have to eat it. Instead, y'all didn't like. When it comes to stuff like that, that's the fastest way to get food poisoning is from shellfish like that. And
so we're about ready for the check. The guy brings, you gotta pay on a little computer that they put on the thing. You gotta enter your thing, and the guy comes out with it and he's like, oh, here you go. And I was wearing a White Castle hat.
Oh yeah.
And he says, do you work at White Castle? And I said, no. And he said, oh.
He was so confused. Like, why are you wearing that? Like, first off, this White Castle hat looked too nice to be.
It's a really nice White Castle hat. Yeah.
It's not what the employees wear. They wear them little flimsy ass hats.
Yeah.
Nice ones.
This is embroidered and it's got the 3D embroidery on it, you know?
Yeah.
It's all bulky and big and crispy and black.
Now you walking around, you got people thinking that my man work at White Castle. Boy.
Yeah. And then once I put on that jacket.
Wasn't that kind of an awakening, though, for you?
What?
That now you know people think you work there?
No, I don't care. Let them think that I work at White Castle.
Yeah, I don't. Not that you care, but like,
Yeah.
it's just
But it's
funny.
like,
He's
he's wearing a White Castle jacket.
Oh, you want to check the belt out too?
Yeah, right.
Oh, and the shoes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you got crazy with the White Castle.
Yeah. Well, it was their 100-year anniversary.
So you just got all the stuff.
Yeah, I bought it all.
Kurt got an issue with Amazon, man. He'd just go in there and just be like, click. Just click of a button.
Uh-huh.
But you're not as bad as I hear about some people.
Why is that?
Because I got friends that I know that are addicted to that Amazon. Like, and it's screwing their lives up.
The White Castle stuff wasn't even Amazon.
Oh, was it?
I had to find them. The shoes came from Puma.
Uh-huh.
So you got to go to the Puma. And then the hat, the belt, and the jacket, they're from DGK.
Uh-huh.
So DGK, the company, actually sold out like immediately of all the stuff. And so I actually had to go through Zoomies. So it took time.
Oh,
that's what I'm
God.
telling you. Like, I put some effort into this White Castle.
Oh my God.
Drip, they say.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The guy at work was like, yeah, the girls at the bar told me I was dripping. It's like, dripping? It's like, yeah, my clothes. They said I was dripping.
Uh-huh.
I was like, you need to not say that no more.
You don't like that?
I was like, you just shouldn't. You're not saying it correctly.
Uh-huh.
He was like, I don't know. That's what the girls told me.
Hey, if the girls say it.
I know. It's super funny.
Uh-huh.
That's super funny. I recently had a encounter in the Uber.
Mm-hmm.
I had a driver, and he seemed like a clean cut black guy. Like, he seemed like, from all appearances, to have his shit together. He looked put together.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see something when I'm right about to step out the car. I see something, and I see something crawling on the ceiling. So I'm thinking it's a bee, because that's a pretty normal thing to be in a car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allergic, so I got to get out of there. So I'm like, and then I look up there. It's a roach.
Mm-hmm.
Crawling on the ceiling of his car, like right by his head. I said, oh no.
Mm.
I just got out the car and left.
You decided not, and he'll see the roach.
I'm not telling him about
But
it.
you're not going to tell him.
Oh, absolutely not. You live in here with this thing.
Uh-huh.
This is
That's
your
his
problem.
office, yeah.
Right, this is your office. You need to clean your office up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have me in here. And my mom was like, what if somebody else got in his car and put it in there?
Right.
I said, it's his now. I don't care.
Yeah.
But what's the first thing that happens when you tell people it's a bug on you? They freak out and they swat it towards you.
Uh-huh.
That's why you don't tell people they got something on them until you move away.
Because you're worried the roach is going to get on you.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's my issue.
Right.
Like, it's the same thing. Like, if my mom had a spider on her shoulder or something,
So you go,
I'm going to walk all the way across,
Yeah, so you
and
got a
then
spider
you got
on.
a spider on you.
Yeah.
So she freak out over there
You got-
because it's happened to me multiple
Create
times.
distance and then explain.
And then hey, you got something on
Yeah,
you.
right.
I swear to God, my mom have done that before. Swiped it right on one of us at the table because she freaked out. Right. Ever since then, I was like, see, that's why you don't stand. You don't tell somebody while you next to them they got a bug on them.
Right.
So I get out of there.
I was walking around in Hollywood one time, and there's it's pretty infested. Los Angeles, it's it can be a dirty place. There are places that are clean, but
I liked California though.
I was walking down the street, and there's a roach also walking, and it was coming right at me. It was like, and then it came up right to my leg, and then I lifted up my foot, and then it ran the other way. And I was like, that thing was coming right. I go to my buddy Drew. I was like, that thing's coming right at me. Did you see that? And he was like, he's trying to catch the bus. Yeah. He's like, maybe you were going to get him to where he needed to go quicker.
It was a big one.
It was not huge.
It's like the ones in Texas. They got flying roaches there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that shit should be banned. How are you walking around? How you living like that? I remember being in Texas and Arizona, being like, how do these people live in this? Like, how do y'all live like this? Mm-hmm. And like, it's not me. I'm not the one freaking out. I'm weirded out that y'all okay with it.
Right.
It's roaches flying around and you're okay with living like this?
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
I got out of there. Mm-hmm. And I got out of Arizona because they got stuff there too that ain't right. Mm-hmm. Trying to smoke a cigarette and I got to hold on to the door because coyotes hanging out outside. It was like, I gotta get out of here. I was like, nope, I can't be in here too long. Mm-hmm. And I met some cool people there, which was nice, but just the bugs, man. I can't deal with it.
No bugs.
I can't deal with any bugs. These crickets. I'm so happy it's about to be wintertime. I am very excited about the wintertime coming.
We had 2 crickets in a night.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yep.
How was that? That was exciting.
Well, Kirk makes me upset because you need to go get it. And I don't know why you keep putting them outside. They're just coming
because
back
I just
in.
put them outside. Yeah.
No, flush
It's
them
probably
out.
the cricket isn't looking at our house saying, I'd really like to get in there. Like they're just on their journey through life, and then they happen to be inside. Should you punish the cricket for coming into your home?
Punish it.
Punish it, yeah.
And I just throw them in the garbage. I just flush them down the toilet or something.
Yeah, you can kill it.
Yeah.
No, just throw it outside.
I guess. I'm not about to carry it, though. That's the problem. You carrying it alive in your hand outside. My mom said that this season she's like, it's crickets in my house, too. Like, I don't know. Somebody said this is supposed to be, like, the worst season for crickets that they've ever seen. I forgot who said it, but it's like, this is a real bad season for crickets. It's like this whole area is all fucked up. And then I talked to my mom, and she's in Detroit. She ain't even in Ohio. And she's like, I got crickets coming in too. I'm like, well, everybody just got crickets right now.
Right.
And it's like just one of those. Some years.
It's that year.
Yeah.
Cricket year.
Yeah.
2022.
That's the worst thing.
The year
ever.
of the cricket.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you rather have besides that? I guess I'll take that over centipedes.
The year of the centipedes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up with them, but they run so fast. The ones that we had in California ain't like the ones you get in this here or in Maine.
Tiger stripe.
Those the ones in
centipedes?
California, yeah.
Yeah, they say that they're like as venomous as a black widow, I think they say.
But every time they got in my room, they move so slow compared to these fucking little fuckers with a million legs. It's just like
no, they move quick, and then they wobble.
They wobble. That's what I'm saying.
Too.
I feel like
and they were like this long. I had one that was I found it dead in my room.
Yeah.
And it was as long as a Cholula bottle. Not a big Cholula bottle.
A little one.
Like a medium-sized Cholula bottle.
Yeah.
That's how long it was. And that's so gnarly. And it was in my bed was in a box.
Yeah.
Because I kind of made a makeshift Murphy bed.
Yeah.
And it was in the box when I found it. So I was sleeping with the centipede.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're always like
always
a little
just
bit,
like,
they're gonna get on me.
Yeah.
That bed was so nice though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was at a different camp, and I was sleeping in a room with the mattress on the floor, and there was a spider, and it got on me. It, like, right whenever you're like just about to knock out.
Yeah.
And then you feel it, and you're like, ugh. And I looked around the place for an hour. I finally found it.
You did find it?
Yeah, I found it. Got it out of there.
Because you can't go to sleep with it.
You can't go to sleep
there.
like that. Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
It freaks you out, and you're like, oh man.
I know.
Part of the reason I started hammock life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, that's probably a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's definitely a weird thing. But it's like some things I'm okay with. But think about people who in Florida, in Texas, and like whatever bug bit me in Florida, I don't know, but that wasn't no regular mosquito. My arms was swollen up and everything. I don't know what bit me.
Mm-hmm.
But people live like that every single day. They don't complain about it as much as I do.
Yeah.
I don't think my dad has an issue with it. He's like, whatever, it's just a bug.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
That's how most people are, I think.
Yeah, I'm just extreme about it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see in the Attack of the Fly episode.
Oh my God!
If you
don't even bring that up no more.
Bit. Yeah.
Don't even bring that up though. That's so funny. I forgot all about that. I was in distress, and you laugh at me.
Yeah, it's funny.
No, I was in distress. I'm like, what the? Why is he doing this? Why does this fly want to do this?
And I think in that episode we were talking.
It was
about
black
the
fly season. They were getting in every single day. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, why does flies keep getting in here? It's like, yeah. That episode is funny, but you think it's funny. You laughing at me, but you see what's going on. You see, I'm not making it up. That this thing is harassing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I think that's it.
Sure.
All right. Thank you for watching and listening to another episode of the Sweet Gravy Podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions, please go to Sweet Gravy Pod. Oh, did I say that right?
Sweet Gravy Pod.
Please go to sweetgravypod@gmail.com. You can also check us out on YouTube and every other streaming platform.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye.